Hey there, everyone. Today, I wanted to do a session based on a follow-up comment um, that appeared on the first video that I did about forgiveness. And it basically said, well, what if the resentment, anger I feel is towards God, source, a divine, whatever you want to call it, universal intelligence, divine intelligence, the universe? And I thought that was an amazing question because it is true that the first video was based on, why is it important to forgive others? Why is it important to forgive ourselves? But I had never, I hadn't really looked at it from the angle of what if you can't forgive source itself? Well, you feel that you can't forgive source itself or God itself. And a lot of us have felt at some point, God, why are you doing this to me? Why is this happening to me? And I have a few of my own ideas about what source is and how that relates to us. But I would like to really get the angle of spirit and see how it answers this question, how it comes through. Like, what do we do? Or how do we transcend or look at the aspect of forgiveness when we feel that source itself or it's the universe itself that we can't bring ourselves to forgive because we feel wronged by it in some way. So yeah, it's a big question, a very interesting question, and I'm really eager to see what comes through, the approach or the angle from which this is answered or tackled by spirit. So without further ado, let's see what comes through. Greetings, dear one. We are so glad that you have made time for us. And as always, we are happy to answer any question that you may have. The question that you pose is an interesting one because it supposes that source, God, the divine, or whatever you choose to choose to call the energy that gives life to everything and creates everything, is something that's outside of you, something that dishes out a punishment and dishes out circumstances, people, and things in our lives which we don't like, and that is somehow controlling everything that we experience. However, let's look at this from a different angle. What if we assume that this divine intelligence, God or source or whatever you choose to call it, that is pulsating through your veins and keeping you alive right now, is also within you? It's within everyone. And so it's not something outside of us. It's not a power that's outside of us. It's also within us. It's outside of us, within us. It's omniscient, omnipresent, and therefore it's all around us and within us. That being the first thing that we need to take into account. So it's something with us. So when we look at that particular question, we have to realize that what we feel angry with, or that we feel is unforgivable, is something that's also within us. And then we need to ask ourselves, whether this divine intelligence that's within us and that loves us and that gives us life and experiences itself through us, would really want to do something to harm us, to punish us? That's the second question we need to ask and we need to look at. And the answer is no, because this intelligence which pervades everything wants to experience itself. It wants to love, it wants to enjoy, it wants to expand, and it wants to evolve. And everything that it experiences and does through you is an effort, its own effort to evolve, to expand, to grow, to experience, to enjoy, to love. But sometimes we have things which we experience in life or we experience in those around us. And we come to this conclusion that there is something outside of us that's doing that to us. And we don't realize that this very energy that gives us life, that enables us to experience the magnificence of what we call life, is choosing different paths. It's choosing different paths of experience. And each path of experience leads to its own expansion and has its own value. And there's no path that's more valuable than another path, because every path affords that expansion, that evolution, that opportunity to love, to be loved, and to enjoy in its different aspects. So this energy that's moving through us and that guides us to these different paths, sometimes paths which we feel are negative, is not doing so in an effort to punish us. It's doing that, seeking a particular path, because that path is perfect in its own way, because it enables Source, the divine, which is in all of us, to experience life, to experience itself, to understand life from a different perspective. And it always affords us the opportunity to grow and evolve and to see reality from a different perspective, to love, to be loved. And it affords so many different opportunities. And so even if a path or an experience doesn't seem positive, it's important to ask, not why is this happening to me in the sense of why am I being punished? Why am I being made to suffer? A different question would be to ask, how can this experience help me learn and evolve, help me grow, help me expand? How can I become stronger as a result of this particular experience? So often, when we have a negative experience, it's those difficult experiences, once surpassed and once overcome, that contribute most to our overall growth. It's the ones that we learn most from. If we hadn't have had that challenge in our lives, we wouldn't be who we are today. So there's a gift in everything, even in those difficult things that we feel are being imposed on us and are unfair, unjust. Why isn't everybody else or other people experiencing these things? Why is it me? Why me? Instead of asking yourself from a disempowered position, ask yourself, how can this help me? And if you focus yourself onto viewing that experience from a bird's eye view, from a third person view, as we often say, and ask yourself, how can this help me grow and learn and evolve? And look at it from that perspective and try to choose those things in that experience that can help you love more, can help you be more compassionate, more patient with others, more loving to yourself, more loving to others. That can help you tap into your intuition and see how you can move beyond that challenge with ease and grace. Then you'll see that there's a gift in there for you. There is a gift in that learning. And you always have the opportunity to see that gift. You have a choice. You have a choice and you have free will. You can either choose to see that challenge as something which is unfair or unjust and see yourself as a victim of some random form of punishment that has been distilled upon you, or you can choose to see it as a gift. Even though you might not be able to see the gift in its immediacy, you may be only able to see it over a course of time, when you see what happens afterwards and how that contributes to your evolution and your growth, if you stay in the mindset of looking into how this experience can serve you and those around you, then you will be truly empowered, and you will see that there is no one outside of you distilling those experiences to you as some form of punishment. It's all there to serve you, always. The divine or the intelligence that you speak of, that is what's providing life to everything, what's creating everything, wants to experience joy, it wants to grow, it does not want to impose suffering. Suffering is a choice, and you can transcend suffering or difficulty by choosing to see everything as an opportunity, as something that's serving you, and seeing it as something that is that intelligence which is trying to experience itself and evolve through you. And with that, we are complete. Well, there you go. Yes, I think that we've all had challenges in our lives, and we've all felt disempowered at some point, and wondered, who can we blame and who's doing this to me? And I really do like and feel very much, even in my own life, when something negative happens to me, I try to stay in the positive mindset. Like, always ask myself what Michael Beckwith says, what good is here that I presently can't see? Like, how is this serving me? How is this benefiting me in some way? Because this intelligence that's working itself through me is not, I don't believe it's something that's punishing us. But this must be serving me to learn something, to do something that is going to be in my benefit in some way. Even though I can't see it now, I might take months, days, weeks, years even to see it, how it served me. But I really do believe that there must be something in there for me. And I choose to see it from a positive framework and not from a negative one. So yeah, that was an interesting take on it. And I agree. And that's something that I've been working on. So I hope that that has helped the person that's put the comment in. I thought it was a magnificent comment and really interesting to ask and to see what angle Spirit gave on that one. So thank you again, everyone, for listening. As always, if you have any other questions, comments that you want me to pose, or things that you agree with, disagree with, or even want to share your own experiences, then please leave them in the comments. I'm always reading them and happy to use them as the next thing to look at in the videos. I'm always waiting for the inspiration to see which direction I should go. And I didn't have a next topic. I didn't have the next topic after forgiveness, but I found that this particular question was a really good question to do a follow-up on the forgiveness. And so I'm glad that came up, and I really hope that was helpful. So thanks again for listening. Bye.